Okay. Good morning, guys. I hope everyone is doing very well on this April 20th, 2020. I'm doing really well as well. So, a lot to talk about today. I hope you guys had a good weekend, and thank you all for sending me your work. I really appreciate it. But let's go ahead and get started with our School Spirit Week. We have School Spirit Week, this announcement. Today is wear your favorite hat to school. So, although we don't technically have school, we are virtually in school together. So, I'm wearing my favorite hat, which is a little beanie. But if you have a favorite hat of your own, please go ahead and wear it. Take a picture of it, send it over to me of you wearing it, so I can send it over to the administrators and we can see everyone participating in School Spirit Week. All right. So today is wear your favorite hat. Tomorrow, I believe it's wear your favorite sports jersey. So make sure you have those ready as well. All right. So let's go ahead and get started with our do now. Our do now is this, a very real conversation that we need to have. The governor of Texas, Governor Greg Abbott, announced that no school is going back this year. That's it. We're not going back to school this year because of the way coronavirus is going. I don't know if you've been keeping up with the news, but in the Dallas area, the number of cases keeps increasing. Like every day, it is 100 more cases at the minimum. So this thing is not really going away. Because of that, the governor has decided that, we're still continuing class online. You still have to do work online, but um, we won't be going back to school this year. How does this make you feel? So, you could feel really excited because you get to just chill home and start your summer early. Although you still have to do work, you could feel really sad because you really enjoy school and you're pretty bummed out that, this is happening. Or you could feel like, it is what it is. I mean, it happens. I understand. I'm okay with it. How is it that you feel because of this news? Write it down in the comment section, please. I would love to hear your thoughts. Please don't just tell me like I'm feeling happy or I'm feeling sad or I feel whatever. Tell me why you're feeling these things. Okay. For example, in my case, I feel pretty sad about it. I was really excited about doing the science fair with you guys. Now that's not really gonna happen. I was really excited about uh, other things that we were gonna do, like magnetic slime. Um, we were gonna do a volcano. We were gonna do a bunch of cool experiments. We are gonna create an electromagnet, and I had everything ready for it. I was just waiting for us to finish testing, for us to do it. So when they announced like, oh, no more start testing, I was like, oh, great. Now we can do all these experiments. But now we're not even getting back together. Sorry, totally not coronavirus. I was just out when it was cold biking, and my throat got a little rough. Um, but anyway, yeah, I was pretty bummed out about it. Also, not seeing you guys again. You guys have been an amazing class this year, both 5A, 5B, and 5C. So, I mean, I'm pretty bummed out. I was also going to give you guys all the little awards that I had in my bookshelf. So, I don't know, because I don't want them anymore. Maybe I'll sell them for next year, but I really wanted to give them out this year. So, I am pretty bummed out, pretty sad about it, but I understand that it's for our safety and I understand that it is for the well being of everyone because I'd hate for us to go back to school and for some of you guys to get, coronavirus or something like that. That wouldn't be good at all. So, anyway, that's our do now. Please write down how you feel about this news at the comment section below this video. And let's go ahead and get started. Today, we're continuing our talk about inventors, people who've invented things. One person that comes to mind every time is Thomas Edison. He didn't invent the light bulb, he perfected it, but he invented a lot of other things. Good inventor person. We also have John Villiers Proux Power. She invented the aquarium. She wanted to investigate marine animals, animals from the ocean, but she really didn't know how. No one else did. She wanted to study how they lived, what they ate, what was their like sleeping schedule like, all that stuff, but no one knew how. So she decided to create the world's very first aquarium, and she did. And because of her, we can now go to the museums and look at big aquariums and big fishes, which is really good. And we understand animals from the ocean much better thanks to her. And then we have new inventors, kind of like Elon Musk, who invented the electric car and the company Tesla. And these are all inventors that thought of a problem, figure out what they needed to do, and then they solved it through their inventions. So today we're going to talk about the process of engineering. Now, we already talked before about the first two steps, which is finding out a problem and making a prototype. Now we're going to talk about the next three steps. What happens after you make a prototype? We'll talk about those three throughout our lesson. But for all of these, the first light bulb that Thomas Edison did was not successful. The first aquarium that Jane Villaproux's Power did was leaking. The first electric car that Elon Musk did ran out of battery in like 5 minutes. Can you imagine that? You're going for a ride and in 5 minutes it's over. So there is a lot more to this engineering process. Let's go ahead and read about the process of engineering, or the process of invention. Let me go ahead and move myself up a little more here so that I'm not blocking a lot. So let's go ahead and read about this invention process. I'm going to go ahead and show you a piece of an article. Let me see. All right. I'll move myself over here. So, the design process part 2. You are going to read from the skates all the way to written reports. So I just need you to read this chunk, okay? Go ahead and pause the video right now and take your time to read this part right here of the text, only this part. And once you're done, click play on the video again, okay? Go ahead and click pause right now. All right, I'm assuming that we have all finished reading. You click pause, you read, now you're back to me. So let's get back to our presentation. All right, so now that we read about the invention process, let's talk about the work for today. So what do you need to complete today? Well, very simple. The process is, when conducting scientific investigations, scientists will repeat an investigation several times and collect data each time. Why is it important for a scientist to repeat their investigations and collect data each time? How does this process help scientists? Explain. While you're doing this, remember the time that we were measuring the distance that Hot Wheels would take. Did we measure it one time? No, right? We measured it 3 times, sometimes even 5 times. You have to measure something multiple times to get the best data. If you measure it once, something wrong could happen and it can throw off your entire data. It cannot be accurate. So that's why you have to measure it multiple times so that it is accurate. So thinking about that, answer this question, write it down, and send it over to me through text. You guys already know my number. And if you have any questions, also feel free to call me. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Make sure you wear your sports jersey. Make sure you take a picture of you wearing your favorite hat. Make sure you finish your work. Make sure you send that out to me. All right. Thank you guys. I'm really sad I won't be seeing you for the remainder of this year. But yeah, I hope everyone is really, really well. Please keep in touch and have a great rest of your Monday.